You guys just you keep coming around. I just keep hearing about you guys.
And I might need to tell Ryan to cut that up a little bit and just put it in my audio for my phone.
First of all, I love the game. I had a passion to play the game, not only football, but I love the game of golf. And what it lends to a person and the friendships you develop on the golf course.
It's been a pleasure being on the drop. I wish you guys all the best down the road.
As someone like you have that golf itch like a lot of us do.
I keep track of you, and you are moving. You are on the move.
So listen, I'm a big New Jersey golf guy. You're very kind, Mike, and you too, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be on just a couple of Jersey boys here talking about something we love. All the best. I really enjoyed it.
This is the Drop Podcast where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is Ryan Kulot.
What's up, Drop Pod people? Welcome back. This is episode 146. You got Mike and I here. Mike, let's run through our weekly schedule and kind of get into the episode because we got another big one, and we'll get into that part of it. So yesterday, Monday the 21st, Mike played the back nine at Berkshire Valley. That video came out yesterday. You got to watch the whole thing. Go over to YouTube, check it out. Not an Instagram vehicle. You saw the post that sent you to YouTube, but you got to go over to YouTube. It's a YouTube vehicle. That's where you watch it. Go over there, check it out. It was an interesting day, Mike. And again, mine came out. Was it last week already?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Okay. So 2 weeks ago, it was. Came out. We already talked about that. Yours, we did the front nine for me, back nine for you. We got that. That dropped yesterday. If you didn't go see it, go check it out. Also yesterday, Mike played the fifth hole at Ballamore. It's a par five. He got out there, was able to do some recording. 565 yards. We got a bear of a hole. Mike, before I didn't remember that hole. I had to go look at a map to remember it. It's a good golf hole. It's a really good golf hole.
It's a really good golf course.
It is. Yeah, it is. Today, episode 146, you got Mike and I here. Mike, wave to the camera. All right. If you're watching us on YouTube, we appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Again, all of our content's living in YouTube. If you're listening to this, again, rate, review, give us a like, give us a follow. All those things that we ask for, those are really big, simple for you, really big deals to us. Tomorrow, a couple weeks ago, I was able to go out play Pine Barrens. I had another hole from it. The 14th hole, it's a par 3, 208 yards. It was a hot day. It played long. A beautiful, almost like ravine-looking hole. You got kind of a little hill to the left side. You got waste bunker, and it was a beautiful, beautiful hole. So you'll be able to check that out. But that's the 14th hole of Pine Barrens coming out tomorrow. Our interview this week is the Essex County Executive, Joe DiVincenzo. We had Joe on. Joe has been a big supporter of ours in helping us, connect through Tim Christ and making those kind of connections, but getting up to Francis Byrne, getting up to Hendricks Field, and now with Week Wake being open coming up here, Mike, as we're recording here, it's opening pretty soon. It's we felt like, hey, let's go to the guy at the top who's been instrumental in making these big decisions. You don't have Essex County doesn't have these golf courses. They have names, but they don't have these golf courses if the people in charge don't direct money to where it needs to be, or don't see the vision of, hey, we can make money if we spend money here, because we have some diamonds in the rough here. We need to make them good, and if we put money in, more money will come out. So he's able to have that vision and put it in place with the renovations that Stephen K did. So we have him on. We talk about that, and he's a politician, absolutely, for sure. He does all the political things that they do in an interview, and it's but he's pushing his causes. He's passionate about them for sure. So yeah, we have him Thursday. That's our interview. And then, Mike, we got a 3-30 at Galloping Hill from you for Friday this week. So anything else will be bonus, but that's what we got coming out this week in our schedule.
Today's episode is brought to you by All County Exteriors, your go-to for roofing, siding, windows, doors, and all things exterior home remodeling. As a third-generation family-owned company with over 40 years of experience, All County has earned the reputation for top-quality craftsmanship and service, far outlasting the industry standard. Whether it's a small repair or a full home upgrade, they serve both homeowners and builders across New Jersey. They're deeply rooted in the community, proudly supporting Make a Wish, St. Jude's, Roofs for Troops, and parents of autistic children. Thinking about a project? Now's the time. Get an instant 20% off for a limited time. Call 732 370 2780 or email them info@allcountyonline.com to schedule your free, no obligation consultation. That's 732 370 2780. All County Exteriors, quality you can trust.
Now, Mike, I'm going to cut you off. You're about to say the fast facts, but I'm going to start today. And I'm going to start because I have two quick shout outs that I want to give that aren't really PGA Tour or Korn Ferry Tour related. So I felt like I'll shout them out real quick and start with them. And Mike, the first one, I got to give a shout out to Mark Bryson, the head pro at Jumping Brook. You and I both know Mark pretty well. I'm just going to give everyone a quick little story here. If you don't play golf, my buddy comes in for the summer. He's got two kids. He's got what are they, like 12 and 6 or 7 now. Neither of them are golfers. They like to come play, but it's not like they've ever taken lessons. It's not like they're going to go play the golf course, but they want to come with. They like riding in the golf cart. They got snacks. There's music. It's more about the hangout with them, right? We have tried setting this up now to go play golf with them, and places want to charge us full golfer rates to have them just hang out with us in the golf cart when it's just going to be me and my buddy playing, which is very frustrating because the 6-year-old only has a putter. He might knock a ball while my buddy and I are putting. He might be on the green, and they're going to charge us $60, $75 for them to play to a junior rate. And I get it, junior rates, if they're going to golf, then they pay for the golfing. But these two are not golfers. They don't know how to golf. We've never taken lessons. They're not golfing. They're hitting on the green a little bit. They might try hitting a drive, but then they're going to pick up and we're going to go to our balls, right? Mark, when I was telling Mark this story, he's like, dude, just come over to Jumping Brook. We'll get you out. We'll send you out. We'll find a day. So when they came in for this summer, I said, Mark, what day works? That here's their, they got swim class and whatnot. So looking for a day, you tell us. And he's like, come after 2 anytime you want. Give me a day and I'll put you in. So I need to give a big shout out to Mark and the people at Jumping Brook for having us, for allowing us to come out and play, for the kindness, the generosity. I mean, Mark Bryson is an ambassador for junior golf like none other. He really does a whole lot for junior golf. And I just wanted to say thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it. And again, it doesn't go unnoticed, from a whole lot of people that I've been spreading the word that I think shame on the courses that are going to charge these kids to not play. But also, again, thank you for allowing us to come out and, access the facility and all that. And on a quick little side note here with Jumping Brook, terrific shape. Maybe the best shape I've ever seen it. It was really cooking and really in really doing big things. Now they had their member guests the upcoming weekend. So you're kind of right in the middle of that season. So it was, but it was terrific. So again, last time, Mark, can't thank you enough. Thank you so much.
Good people helping good people.
Yeah. We go from maybe I should have flipped these, Mike, but we go from a good story to a bad story. I don't want to belittle the point, but I did want to give a kind of a shout out to Simon Marinani, I think is how it's pronounced. Simon Marinani. Mike, I don't know if that name rings a bell or anything to you, but I think it circulated. We all saw the post going about the golfer that got struck by lightning at Balliol a couple weeks ago, and he did tragically pass. And I didn't want to, I don't want to belabor the point or anything like that, but I did want to just give him a shout out and kind of throw him some flowers, because that's quite a tragic story. Playing golf, gets struck by lightning, and he eventually succumbed to some of those injuries that he got from there. So, again, maybe he should have flipped the orders, but wanted to bring that up since that's happened since we last recorded.
Yeah, obviously thoughts and prayers go out to him. It's just a crazy, crazy, tragic incident.
Yeah, him and his family. I don't know if he was married. I think it said he was 29 in the article, so I it didn't give much familial information, but. Again, like I said, thoughts and prayers to him and his family.
Yeah. All right. So let's just quickly go through this fast facts on a more positive note. Okay. For the people that are playing golf. I'll recap the Barracuda from last week. John Pack did miss the cut. Nothing of note to really say. John seems to be struggling a little bit. I'm not going to get into the recap of the Open Championship. We will talk about that in a few minutes here. But I will preview the 3M Open out there in Minnesota. All our guys are back in the field. Max and Chris are playing. John is back in the field. So best of luck to them as they make the trip back to the States from across the Atlantic. On the Korn Ferry Tour, the Price Cutter Charity Championship was last week. And unfortunately, our guys, Ryan and James, missed the cut. But they're back in action this week in Illinois, the NV5 Invitational. Ryan and James are playing. So best of luck to those two guys. And that's a wrap on the Fast Facts.
Mike, it seems like it wasn't a great week for Jersey guys, between missing the cut at the Barracuda and missing the cut at the Price Cutter Charity Championship. It's just a rough week for Jersey.
Well, maybe for some, but not for one.
Which we'll get into. Mike, I'm going to show you, actually. I thought this was pretty funny. I took a screenshot of it. Did you know that Eric Van Rooyen, I think is how his name's pronounced, was winning? He took the lead in the third round at the Barracuda at plus 30 was the notification that I got. I assume that it was a typo and it meant minus 30, but
no, it wasn't a typo. They played Stableford point system. Every birdie was plus 3. Every eagle was 5.
Oh,
they did a Stableford. So really,
that's
joke's on you. Joke on you.
No,
yes.
The joke's not on me.
Stableford. There's one tournament a year on the PGA Tour that goes by Stableford, not a regular scoring system, and it so happens to be the Barracuda.
But they put plus. They wouldn't just put his total points.
He's plus 30 points.
That's not how I would just think 30 points. You don't need plus 30.
Yeah, so
I thought it was strange that
minus.
they had a plus minus there. I thought it was strange to be plus points and not plus strokes. Yeah. So I did forget it was Stableford when I was bringing it up, but I still think that's not the correct way to put it. But it was just kind of funny seeing those notifications come up, plus 30, plus 45, plus as it went through.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. I guess that's a wrap. We don't really have anything else to talk about this week, right?
Yeah, we got to dive deep into the Open Championship. And I do want to clarify something, because I didn't bring this up to you off camera in the pre-show, but I got kind of grilled about people telling me it's not the British Open, it's the Open Championship. So they are right. I stand corrected. It's not the British Open anymore. They call it the Open Championship. So I stand corrected.
Who said that? Because we made fun of it. We called it the Open Championship.
But that is really what it's called, not the British Open.
No, I know. We said that.
I know, but in one of the clips that we put out on socials, it says, "Who do you like in the British Open?" I think something along the lines. And
gotcha.
On TikTok, I got grilled, and I did apologize. I said, "Listen, you're right.
No, that's Captain Literal person.
Out.
Tell him to go fly a kite. That's what you need to do. Stop being
Captain
Literal, man. Go listen to the rest of the stuff that we did.
I try to make friends with everybody. So let's recap this. Let's recap this.
Friends, Mike.
Try to make this inclusive, right? Let's dive into this, because I can't lie. We talked about it last week, how it's just an amazing thing to wake up in the morning and it's on It's done early in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't lie, I watched probably the most golf I've watched. And I think the time matters for a schedule like mine. But I don't even know where you want to start because I just was blown away by a couple different storylines that just was like, wow. Are you looking for the perfect place to tee it up this season? Or just looking for a great spot for casual comfort food? Or the most picturesque backdrop for the wedding of your dreams? Then you need to visit Galloping Hill Golf Course in Kenilworth, New Jersey. Galloping Hill has 18 holes of championship level golf open all year round. They also offer a top 50 in the country learning center that also includes the swing suite at Galloping Hill for those bad weather days during the season, in addition to a 9-hole course that is ranked in the top 10 of short courses in the entire country. Galloping Hill is more than just golf. The Hill Tavern Bar and Grill is a gastro pub with seasonal food and beer options updated regularly with amazing views of the course. Hosting over 150 golf outings and over 400 social events per year, their catering team wins awards each year from the Knot and Wedding Wire. Schedule a tour for your special event at the clubhouse at gallopinghill.com. To top it all off, Galloping Hill will be hosting the New Jersey Men's Public Links Championship for the record 12th time. It's all happening this year at Galloping Hill.
I mean, I think we need to start with Chris. No?
That's fine. I mean,
Okay.
listen, you want to talk about a guy having a 14-day stretch from when he stepped into Europe before he heads back to the States to go and do what he's done. And we talked about all the perks that he got last week from winning.
Mm-hmm.
To finish solo third in the British Open, secures his spot again for next year. It's a total lock. But not only that, in the majors, it's 1.5 in additional points in the Ryder Cup, the FedEx Cup. So this guy is now not only even making more money, but we talked about how he finally cracked the top 50 in world golf rankings. Well, new one just came out. Okay. They came out Sunday night. I got it right in front of me. He's now 27th in the world. He's above where Max was, basically because of a 2-week stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And if you saw Sunday night, even Trevor Immelman put out a tweet says, Gotterup for the Ryder Cup. Now, I know I've been tweeting at Dan Rappaport nonstop when he puts these things out. And I said, you better keep an eye on our guy, Chris Gotterup, because you're talking New Jersey ties. It's in Bethpage. He's got to be in the conversation if he continues doing what he's doing.
Yeah, you would certainly think that. And Mike, do you say that his third place finish gets him into the Open next year? Because I was actually talking about that. I don't think it does. I don't think finishing third gets him into the Open next year. When I was looking online, it said third place doesn't secure you a spot. The third place finish, like if he finishes top 50 this year, it gets him a spot for like an exemption for next year. But when I was looking at the exemptions for the British Open, I didn't see that. So I certainly could be wrong, but I was looking at the same things. You know, we were mind melting there in what the exemptions are. But I was under the impression that his third place finish did not. Now, his third place finish should give him a ton of points, should get him into the top 50, which is where he should finish in the end of this season, which would give him an automatic exemption. So I don't know if that's kind of the way they're looking at it, but
no, the top 3 players are guaranteed a spot next year.
Okay.
So he's in. So now he's in all 4 majors next year.
So this is another thing I did see, that the Masters you get an automatic invitation. The top 4 in all the majors get invited to the Masters, which I didn't know.
Since he had won the Genesis Scottish Open,
and since he won the Scottish, he was already in. But so I guess some of those extensions are going to, I think Scottie's going to get into the Masters. So, he's got a couple different ways he's getting exempted to the Masters next year. But I was going through those as well. It's funny that we were, I guess, both looking up those things. I didn't see the top 3 part, or I just misunderstood it. But again, a top 3 finish, winning an Open. all big things. He's just continuing to open up doors for himself left, right, and center here.
Well, listen, we said it last week. He had been playing really well prior to the Scottish Open. Then he wins. And I think a lot of people would have thought, like, all right, after wins, he's going to have a little letdown. And after he shot the opening round 72, 1 over par, people probably were like, all right, it's, let's just take it for what it's worth. But then he goes 65, 68, 67. And I watched every single shot that Dan Hicks and the NBC crew put on the telecast on Sunday. And the putt he made on 4 for birdie was an absolute bomb. And then the rest of the round, he just was able to continue to have his name afloat the leaderboard. And it's crazy. I mean, it was him and Harris English were battling it out for second. They were playing together. Harris just goes on to make a huge, huge, huge putt on 17 from probably about 40 feet, which kind of gives him a kind of a one up lead there. But man, oh man, it is like he's only 25. I mean, we knew how good he was when he was a high school kid going through Rutgers to Oklahoma to the Korn Ferry Tour. And listen, we said it last week and we'll say it again. Like, we need to continue to get accustomed to seeing the name Chris Gotterup on leaderboards.
Yeah, we do. It's we've talked about it, that you and I have known him for quite some time from a few different, avenues there. And it's kind of cool, for lack of a better term, to see him up there. But also, if you know him, you know that this has been, he's got the demeanor for this. He's got that it factor, for lack of a better term. And it's just kind of a matter of time before he again kicks the door down, like we said last week. And he's done that, so let's see for him to keep rolling. I think he would take a week off at least. I don't know what his next start is, but
he's playing this week.
Is he?
Playing this week? Yeah, at the 3M.
So it's
you got to ride the hot hand. He can't. There's no need to take time off. You're playing so well. It's like, if I'm struggling, let's take a week off. But I'm hot right now. We got to keep going, because at this point, you're talking FedEx Cup playoffs. You might be able to get in all 3 events at this point. Okay, Excuse me, all 4 events now. I forgot that they continue to go. And with that, you're getting in all the events in 2026, and you still got the Ryder Cup on the little horizon here. That, hey, listen, I know I'm an outside chance, but Keegan Bradley, listen, he's seen some guys like himself get passed up. Why would you want to pass up on a guy who might be, take out Scottie Scheffler, one of the hottest Americans that we have right now?
You're 1,000% right, Mike. 1,000% right. I don't know if this is updated, but I did just pull up the USA team rankings for the Ryder Cup here, right? Scotty, Xander, JJ Spawn, Russell Henley, Bryson, and JT, top 6. Right?
It's not accurate. Harris English is now 6. JT is now 7 after the British Open.
Okay, so like I said, the Ryder Cup website didn't update their point system yet.
But I can tell you right now, Chris is 22. Yeah, I have it in front of me. Chris is 22.
Where are you looking at it? Let me see if I can pull it up too. Or you just have the
It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter. But like, Scotty's 1, Xander's 2, JJ Spawn is 3, Russell Henley's 4, Bryson's 5, Harris English 6. Top 6 automatically locks. And Keegan already said this weekend that Bryson is going to be on the team. So no matter what, even if Bryson, because he can't accumulate any points now because Liv is going to go do their own thing and the PGA Tour continues their schedule.
Yeah.
So even if Bryson falls out of the top 6, he's automatically on the team, right? And then you got the next grouping of guys that are on the outskirts. You got Justin Thomas, you got Colin Morikawa, you got Keegan Bradley himself. And then as you scroll down, number 22, who's quickly climbed the rankings, is a guy from the Garden State, Chris Gotterup, sitting at 22. And you got to think, he continues to climb the mountain. You never know.
Yeah, I just so how many? Again, I'm not looking at it, Mike. So how many are there in that? Out of that top 6, he's 22. So that's 16. They're going to pick 6 of 16. So he's in that.
So they'll take, so there's 6 automatics, and then there's 6 captain's picks.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be 7 through 12 on the captain's picks. He can pick
Right.
anybody he wants.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. He's of those 7 through 12, like he's 20. You're saying he's 22. So
Yeah, if I just ranked you
he'd be
in
a
order.
stretch. Gotcha. Okay.
Right. He'd be a stretch right now. Right
you-
now, but it could
You
change.
stay hot. You win the 3M. You place top 5. You continue to do that.
FedEx
No
Cup.
doubt. Yep. Play well in the FedEx Cup. Again, being hot at the right time matters. And I said it, Mike, when did we talk about this? If people are going to start to talk about Chris Gotterup on the Ryder Cup, remember, you heard it here first, because we've been mentioning this now. I think this is our 3rd week in a row mentioning it, because he is playing well, hot at the right time, but maybe even more importantly, Keegan is a guy who thinks outside the box, is going to look at someone, I think, without knowing Keegan Bradley, someone who's going to look more favorably at someone who's hot as opposed to someone who's been around for a while. I think he's going to look, because just what's happened to him, I think that's the way that he's going to go. A little less of the been there before, knows how to do it. He wants to ride a hot hand, I think. So
I think you nailed it. Because I think you talk about getting the crowd involved. No offense to a guy like Colin Morikawa. I get it. He's very good. Don't discredit anything he does. But when you're talking about the hot hand in the tri-state area, with it being at Bethpage, I mean, God almighty, you want to talk about bringing the noise. Chris, Bryson, I mean, you got a tag team duo right there that we're talking WWE main event. But yeah, listen, it's fun to watch. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, really is.
And happy belated birthday to Chris.
Yeah.
His birthday was on Sunday.
What a better, I mean, I guess there would be one better way to celebrate, or I guess 2 better ways to celebrate a 3rd place finish on your birthday than by finishing 2nd or 1st. But what a better, incredible way to celebrate. And did he turn 25 or 26?
I think he turned 26, but I don't know for a fact. I don't have his birthday written down.
Whatever, because I know we were calling him 25 last week, so I didn't know if we were rounding up then or if
No, he's turned 26.
Okay.
He was 25. He turned 26.
So
he was born 1999.
The birthdays don't seem like real years in 99.
It's crazy to say.
It is
July 20th, 1999.
So yeah, big shout out to Chris. That's a huge accomplishment, and playing hot, stay hot, kid. Really, really rooting for you.
The New Jersey Golf Foundation, the charitable arm of the New Jersey PGA section, is proud to introduce the Heroes Tour coming in April 2025. The Heroes Tour will offer competitive golf opportunities at golf courses across the state for military veterans, active duty military personnel, and first responders, including law enforcement, EMTS, and fighter fighters. Proceeds from the Heroes Tour will support the continued growth of military programs offered by the New Jersey Golf Foundation, led by PGA Hope, helping our patriots everywhere. PGA Hope is a weekly rehabilitative golf program for veterans that is saving the lives of America's heroes in New Jersey and nationwide. Today, the program is offered in 15 counties across the state while positively impacting nearly 500 veterans annually. To support or learn more about the Heroes Tour, please visit njgolffoundation.org or call 732-465-1212. That's njgolffoundation.org or 732-465-1212.
Let's move on to another open topic that we have, Mike, and it's the winner. We talked about the 3rd place. Let's jump to the 1st place guy, and that's Scottie Scheffler, who I think last week when you and I kind of gave predictions to the winner, I think both of us kind of overlooked him. Not playing golf well, leading up to it. He had those comments about like not wanting to play golf or not feeling like it sounded like he didn't love golf anymore, right? And however you want to take how he said those comments, but he comes out and just kind of a little behind the scenes after round 1, round 2, he's just kind of around, and then hit a point where he just took over the tournament and never looked back. And in almost kind of like a secretariat like tournament just runs away with it.
I mean, it's getting to the point that it's Scottie being Scottie. I mean, I mean, at this point, anybody that doubts that guy is simply out of their own mind, because I am someone who loves people that dominate. To me, I was a big fan of Tiger Woods. I'd love to see Tom Brady. I like to see someone always dominate a sport. And it's getting to the point now that early on, I thought the comparisons were crazy. You can't compare this to Tiger. You and I were going back and forth on Sunday with the stats. Can you believe this? Can you believe that? I mean, it's getting to the point where Scottie Scheffler is on a Tiger Woods like dominance pace, that if he continues this as he has for the stretch he's on, it's getting to the point that, like, yes, you need to talk about how much Scottie is like Tiger in terms of dominance, because he's now one major away from the career Grand Slam, and we just celebrated. It took Rory forever. So it's just crazy how good he is.
I mean, you talk about comparing him to Tiger, Mike. It was all over the internet that Tiger won the Masters in 1997. He won his fourth major in 2000. It was 1,197 days between victories there. Scottie Scheffler won the 2022 Masters and is now 1,197 days later, wins his fourth major, the Open Championship. You're comparing him to Tiger, and they are tied for the same amount of days for wins between 1 and 4. I mean, the comparisons are mounting, and we look at Tiger as this holier than thou legend of really of athletics, right? Of sports in general, but we're going to stay focused on golf here because we've seen the end of his career, right? But in 2000, we looked at him as like, wow, this guy is hot, really on a run. Look what he could do. Well, now we've seen the end of it, right? Scottie, we can start to build that resume, right? He's on his way to doing that. Now, Tiger did it so great for so long, right? Even with some bumps in there. You look at what Scottie can do in his, it doesn't look like he's going to shut down anytime soon. What's Scottie's longevity going to be? And Mike, you're not going to like what I have to say here, but how many years did Tiger miss for personal reasons or injuries in the 2000s?
A lot.
Barring injury, and you don't think Scottie's going to be this guy that's going to go, and talk to a lot of cocktail waitresses, but barring an injury, Scottie's tracking to have a longer time period to do Tiger Woods things. And the potential is there to have a better resume than Tiger at the end of his career. Potential? Yes. Everything's based on potential, but I don't think that's it's in the ballpark. It might be section 400, but I don't think that's an unfair thing to at least stay right now, because he is doing things that Tiger did. He's building the resume, and Tiger had years where he wasn't doing Tiger things, and
Listen,
Tiger did also have years where he didn't have a Tiger year and still won 6 times in 2 majors. But you know what I'm talking about. Like I think that's something fair to start looking at. Like, man, we thought he was out of this tournament. We thought this guy coming in is playing bad golf. He's lost his putter. He was putting well. He's going to be out of it, and then comes back. And Mike, he dusted the field. We just talked for 20 minutes about Chris Gotterup coming in 3rd place, beat him by 5 strokes. It's crazy what Scottie's doing. It is. And I think we're getting lost on it. I'm sorry, because now I'm on a tirade. I think it's getting lost on us because this generation's seen Tiger. Because we've had Tiger, and I think we're getting, maybe lost isn't the right word, but like we're kind of comparing it to Tiger and not enjoying exactly how great this is and the things he's doing because we've seen someone do this before.
There's no doubt a lot of us are holding on to the past, and it's time, it could be time that you need to really be open to the idea of comparing what Scotty's doing, because I mean, frankly, Scotty's not even 30 years old, which is another crazy stat to think about. The dude's 29 years old doing what he's doing, and to listen to his competitors. And this is the one thing that stands out for a Tiger lover like me that really kind of puts Scotty in that ballpark right now, is how much the other players, big time players, Xander, Rory, Justin, Jordan, are talking about how good he is. And in my eyes, that starts to come with the Tiger fear factor. Like everybody was scared when Tiger was
Remember
around.
everybody, David Duval still has nightmares about Tiger.
Ernie Els, Phil Mickelson, Vijay Singh. We'll go through the list. And Scotty's starting to get these guys to think like that, which, listen, your name's around the leaderboard. It's inevitable now, just like it was with Tiger, that like he's going to make his way up there. And as long as he doesn't have the Tiger Woods personal life hiccups, which you can probably find it very, very hard to believe that would happen to Scottie Scheffler, he has a chance to do something special, even more special than what he's doing right now. And listen, I love it. I love the fact that when he tees it up, the odds are that he's going to win. And the fact is, people just need to start betting on Scotty, whatever the line is pre-tournament. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough. You got to just bet it and bet it hard, because the man just wins.
Yeah, no doubt. Mike, I do want to point out that you did say that he he's 29 years old. We should point out he just turned 29. He's 29 and roughly a month years old. So
Yeah,
he's still got a whole year before he's 30. And also keep in mind, his best US Open finish is T2. So had he been one shot better, maybe that's the one Matt Fitzpatrick won at the Country Club. That, had he been a shot or two better, you're talking about winning the Grand Slam and early in your career.
Can I leave you with one final stat on Scotty that I wanted to share with you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this can put a bow on the Scottie Scheffler. So next year, the United States Open is at Shinnecock. Okay, a great spot here on Long Island that everybody knows and loves. Scottie Scheffler would turn 30 on the Sunday of the United States
Sign me up. You're not even finished saying it. Sign me up for that.
Which would be something on his 30th birthday, on Father's Day, to win the career Grand Slam. You find me a better story in life for a guy like Scottie Scheffler, who, don't forget, was born here in New Jersey, to make it all happen.
Mike, that's the best nugget you've ever given in the on this podcast. That's the best research you've ever done. And I can't believe it. Sign me up. Sign me up for that. Winning the Grand Slam on Father's Day, on his birthday, the only thing that you could add into that, Mike, new father again. That Meredith gets pregnant and they're there with a 1 month old or something. It's the only thing that would make it better. Man, that's a wild thought. Be really cool.
It would be.
So Mike, the Open hit for us. I mean, we both talked about it, before, and how like there's something different about the Open, being able to wake up, have your morning coffee and watch the Open. It's really cool. It really is pretty cool. But we got a couple things we got to jump to away from the Open, not really away from the Open. Well, we'll leave the Open and go to the Open. And by the Open, I mean the New Jersey Open at Hamilton Farms. We had Drew Jordan on last week to talk about it and preview it. It starts today. 54 holes. We got, they're playing 36. We're going to get a cut. It's open to everybody. It's not just the pros that are in there. It's pros and amateurs in there. Let's talk about this. Let's break this down into a fine powder. We both love Hamilton Farm. I think that's where we got to start, Mike, is the golf course. Let's start there.
Yeah, listen, everybody heard last Thursday, we had Drew on. They had the Ike there a few weeks ago. The course is in great shape. just to kind of give the audience a little idea about how this tournament goes. You have 18 holes today, Tuesday, 18 holes tomorrow, Wednesday. After Wednesday, there's a cut. Okay. And then the final round, or the final 18, will be on Thursday, the 24th, where they'll crown a champion. And it's an exciting time because that golf course is so much fun to play. It can be stretched out really long, as Drew mentioned. But you saw the numbers in the Ike, where there were some holes that kind of bit even the winner, Reed Grazerman, where he made a double on some holes and still kind of found a way to bounce back and make a few birdies. And Drew mentioned that, like, kind of in that 6, 7, 8 range under par is kind of where he looks. And again, you got loaded names in this field. You got loaded names. And to Drew's point, I kind of agree with him here. I guess I would find it hard to believe that a non-Hamilton Farm member or pro just wins. It's one of those things that you hear all the time from these guys. Course knowledge matters so much. And it's just one of those, the being able to be very comfortable with a miss here or there, a little bounce here and there, a little putt here and there. You know how it goes. That's just the difference.
It really is. And you gotta, to your point, you gotta think that, Nick Bova's got to have a leg up. Mark Costanza's got to have a leg up. Why am I blanking?
Dean,
Reed,
Chester,
Dean, Pat, Chester. Yeah,
Pat,
I just
Drew himself.
Well, Drew, I got Drew to make the cut. I got it at plus 350. So we're hoping to, for him to make the cut. But to your point, our Hamilton Farm constituents there, you got to think that they have to have a leg up, because you are correct in that it is a golf course where you have to know about the course. And while I'm sure a lot of people do, I'm sure that there's, like, you can't tell me that our guy Chris Dimmick doesn't know about Hamilton Farm. Him and Drew are very close. I'm sure Chris has been up there once or twice to play, and understanding the course is going to be important, right? I want to point out just a one of the pairings I saw was our guy Marcus. Where is it? Mark Costanza and Troy Vannucci in the same group. I mean, Troy's been knocking on the door all year. Without looking, I don't remember what his finishes are, but I feel like he's been top 5 in almost everything he's done this year, Mike. And he's won the Gap Am? The Gap Mid-Am. I mean, that group is going to be playing some great golf the first day. Oh, and sorry, the other guy in there is Nick Thompson. I don't want to, not to that there's some scrub playing in the group. Nick can play some golf too. So, yeah, I mean, needing to know the course is super important. Going to be an interesting walk, 36 holes. Who do you got coming out this week?
I got my winner at 7 under par is going to be Mean Dean Grazerman. I think he finally gets over the hump. He just recently won the Arcola Cup out there at Arcola. I think he's due. I think he knows the golf course well. And I'm taking Mean Dean Fighting Machine because I'd love to see him win and then get him on the show to kind of recap how he used to drive the ball 80 yards past me.
I think we need to have Dean on just to talk about that round. I think that we could just we'll make it a segment. It's just a 10-minute kind of in here. Mike, I like our Hamilton Farm guys. I like Mark, and I like Pat for this week. Again, I think it's so important for course knowledge there that you have to know how to get around it. I think it's really important. I really do. And it's no fault to any of the other Hamilton Farm guys that are in it. Like we just mentioned, I think that I think Mark and Pat, if I go with older Hamilton Farm guys, I think that they have a little bit more scar tissue than the younger kids have. And I think you need that in as big a tournament as the State Open is, along with the knowledge, because it's not like Reed and Dean don't have knowledge of the course. It's not like Chester doesn't have knowledge of the course. It's not like, it's not like Eric doesn't have knowledge of the course, but I think that scar tissue is a little bit more important. So that's who I got going into this. Also,
There you go.
Chester's teeing off the first day at 7:30, which is way too early to tee off for a tournament. So it's got to be, it's got to be tough to wake up that early.
Yeah, so best of luck to everybody. And I'll tell you what, I hope everybody tunes into what Drew had to say on their drive in Tuesday to kind of hear the ins and outs of the golf course.
Yeah, I really hope they have, Mike. And I'm looking around these lists. Did you look at the tee sheet, Mike? The times in the tee sheet?
Studied it.
I studied it. Good for you. I perused. I would say you studied. I perused. Why do you like an amateur? Why do we both like amateurs?
Listen, we hear the stories from the pros a lot. In terms, when I say pro, it's more the country club pro and they're not always out there practicing. Drew kind of admits to it firsthand. So they're not always out there grinding on their game. Whereas the amateur guys, especially these college kids, that's what they're doing. That is their job. So to me, I kind of give a little bit of a leg up to those guys because they're not worrying about a 24/7, 9 to 5 type job.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of think it's Dean's time. I do.
Hard to argue. So, yeah, best of luck. There's I'm not going to name all the people who we've had, on the show that are friends of the program or people that we've talked to or run into. It's tough to have favorites. It really is when we've run into so many great guys. So, best of luck to all those that are playing and we're going to be following along and come what time is it, Mike? Thursday? What time will it end? Thursday about 6:30? Okay, 6:31. You'll get a DM from Mike. Trying to set up times to come on the show. All right, Mike. Last thing we got to talk about here. You are off. By the time this comes out, you're already in Myrtle Beach. In fact, I think you're leaving in 6 hours from when we're recording right now. Which is not enough time to go to sleep, but I know how you operate. Let's talk about your Myrtle Beach trip. You put out a carousel on Sunday with some pictures and some places you're playing. Talk to us, break it down for us. How did all this work out? How did it come to be? What do we got going on?
Yeah, I mean, you know how I am. It's been planning since basically December and January, picking your brain, picking other people's brains about that area specifically, because never been. And I got a lot of input about people's opinions and where to go, what to play. And then I had to do my own research about reaching out to specific courses about course conditions, because I don't want to go play somewhere that's being aerated. So some courses were now axed off the list of what people had mentioned because no one wants to go play aerated greens, which then kind of left me, all right, let me start to piece this puzzle together about dates that work, times that work. And listen, I'm there now. Hopefully I'm having people follow along and punch tickets for the unders on my scores. Everything's going out on Instagram. I'm trying to push out as much stuff as I can while I'm there. But I'll give you a full recap of everything when we come back next week. But it is a loaded week, and I kind of just titled it Madness at Myrtle Beach, 8 courses, 5 days, 1 epic trip.
Mm-hmm. It is. You got some courses on here that are just tremendous. I don't know River's Edge, which is the first one. Barefoot, Fazio and Dye are terrific. I'm excited to see what you think about those. True Blue and Caledonia, I'm blown away that you haven't played those just because of it feels like we've had such a connection with those guys. And I guess it's really just for me because I've gotten there. And I mean, what I think. Caledonia is on my Mount Rushmore of golf courses that I've played outside of New Jersey. So how special I think that place is. People may have heard I've been to Tidewater once or twice. I think that place is absolutely stunning. So I'm looking forward to hearing, your thoughts on that. But there are some others on here, like the Dunes Golf and Beach Club are ones that I would love to play. I've heard great things about that one. Crow Creek, another one that's like kind of again, not living down there, but like an under the radar one that like you kind of hear whispers of, but it's almost like Tortuga. If you don't hear about it or know about it, that's kind of how they want to be. So I'm really excited to hear about it. I think daily debriefings is what I'm going to need from you. Maybe we talk like like sophomores in high school on the phone from the early 90s. and again, kind of get a debrief there. That's what I think is going to need to happen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As people are listening to this, you're already there. Probably have already found out what you did on Monday, but yeah, best of luck. And I hope you enjoy it, because Myrtle Beach is a really good area, really fun area. And we're going to have to set something up. We're going to have to do a drop podcast down there. Maybe, hey Mom, can we stay at the house one weekend? Can you let us come down? So we'll see what happens. By the way, my mom's not going to hear that because she doesn't listen to the podcast. So
Maybe we'll cut that up and send it to her. Yeah, listen, I'll recap everything for you as we go. And next week I'll give you, I'm not going to go through every single hole of every single golf course, but I'll kind of recap the trip, give you the highs and lows, some things I thought were really cool. And yeah, it's one of those things, 6 months in the making, me, plan. And then it's finally here. And it's one of the things I just been saying to myself, have fun, take it slow, enjoy your time.
Can we do this, Mike? Do you think that you could put together a front nine, maybe pull out a hole from each course, or a hole that you liked, that you really liked from the front and back? Oh, that doesn't work because you're not playing that number of courses. You're only playing 8 courses. I was trying to think like a front nine and a back nine. Come up with 2 courses, like 2 holes at each course. That might be a cool way to recap it. Yeah. We'll break it down into a fine powder.
I'll have to talk to
next
Shaq
week
about giving me a hand with some of this. But yes, I do think we can figure something out like that. But yeah, so tune into Instagram, follow along. And if you didn't go watch the video yesterday, there was some highs and lows at Berkshire Valley that people saw some fist pumps. They saw some birdies being made. You saw some bogeys being made. You saw everything. But I'll tell you what, there's a chance that magic happens down the stretch there. That's all I'm going to say. So go check it out on YouTube.
Mike, my video came out 2 weeks ago. They already saw the lows.
Well, I had some too. So I just had more highs than you. That was the only difference for us.
All right, Mike, do we got anything else for this week?
That's it, buddy.
All right. Hey, enjoy your trip. Really mean it. It's I you know how much I love this trip that you go on yearly with your dad, your brother, and I just think that's I live vicariously through you guys. I love the relationships, the bonding, the fact that you guys can be there. It really is. I genuinely like to see that relationship, kind of continue to grow and blossom, and it warms my heart. So have fun, enjoy. Tell the fellas I said hi. For us, that's it. Make sure you stay tuned Thursday for our interview with the Essex County executive, Joseph DiVincenzo. Till then, cheers.